Okay, so we are live, I guess. Yeah.
Stop, boys.
So, for context of the VOD, I am not feeling too great at the moment. Thus, my very growly voice. Yeah. So excuse that. Most of us are not with it, and we do not have Alice in session today. So, in case you were hoping for some Alice interactions, she is not present.
Alice stands be damned.
Yes. Anyway, so where we had left off last session. Oh my god, this is gonna get on my nerves so much. I can hear how growly and low my voice has decided to go, and it's annoying me.
I like it.
Of course you do. No wonder. Okay, so you have returned to the surface as Xanis had used basically a mass emergency exit, and you are now back in the guild's teleportation room, where the male orc Dark Knight, the male white tiger folk White Mage, the female holy Genasi Astrologian, and the female wild fawn Scholar are back with you. The 4 missing members. And yeah, so you've managed to rescue the four missing members of the Carmassian Tigers Guild.
Woohoo!
They
Job completed.
Yes, they are very rapidly escorted from the room and taken to the infirmary to be basically checked up on.
We get a thank you.
Probably not.
What, from them or from
them? Yeah.
From them?
They're busy being traumatized. They're like
they are
wrapped in blankets.
Pretty much, yeah. They have been basically grabbed from the room and rushed into the infirmary so they can be fully checked over because they have been kept
soggy for a while.
Well, they have been trapped underwater in a temple that could have hit them with debris for quite a while, or they could have been trapped in a space with very little air. Low air does not equal good. Looks okay. Anyway.
Milo's just looking very disappointed at his clothing.
Oh yeah, Milo's still covered in ink, isn't he?
Alec is looking very amused at Milo's clothing.
Fucking hell.
So, after a few moments of being in this room, you see the Sleeping Wolves Guildmaster entering through one of the doors. Ah, okay, you're back. I must admit, I wasn't expecting you to come back with company. But hey, at least they're alive still. That's the convenient part.
Yeah.
So you all look a bit roughed up.
Ha 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 ha.
It's very wet down there.
Well,
I don't know what you mean.
Lots of sharp things flying at us at quite high speeds.
I mean, it's an ocean.
No, but like little needles and shit.
Yeah, the ocean has a lot of dark traps.
Yeah.
And I blew one of them up.
Oh yeah, we blew some of them up. That was nice.
Of course you did. Anyway, yes, that temple itself, they shouldn't have really sent people down there to go and look at it, because from what Bacarius was able to work out about 2 hours ago, was that temple was not there a few weeks back. Apparently, it resurfaced during one of the recent tectonic movements or whatever you want to call it. It essentially just arose out of the ground. I don't think that's normal, but you know.
It's really weird.
Just surprise! The Earth has a pebble. Actually, I shouldn't finish that sentence.
So what? It was underground, and then it was in the water.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Well, it's not an uncommon thing for things to just suddenly reappear. It is.
I don't know. I'm not an ocean specialist.
No, you're more of a sand specialist, aren't you? You're Penton. That's shut up. No, I was actually going to say because his home, where he is from, is mainly desert. But sure, the rest of you can have your terrible puns. Anyway, I will let you get some rest. And the plan from this point is well, head back to the guild. You've finished your exam and the little extra mission that Vicaris gave to you. We've sent the lovely Judge Tarek off to the guild already, and he is currently being kept at the guild. The man had some very interesting commentary on Arcadia. It's entertaining. Anyhow, take some time to get some rest, and you know where I am if you need me. And Lupus leaves the room. Yes.
Marla's gonna go to the showers to get the ink off him before it dries on the very limited amount of fur that he has, i.e. his ears.
Understandable. So Milo leaves to go and use the Carmassian bathing quarters, if you will. What are the rest of you doing?
Are we still wet?
Well, what do you think? You've just come out the ocean.
Can I not be wet?
I want to run, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe if I do some laps around.
Yeah. Why not?
Do laps with me.
Okay, fine. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna
so
do
you two
laps
are off running circles around the building.
To dry, yes.
to dry.
So you figured, I know, I'll dry off by introducing sweat.
That commentary would
We
be
can't
really
hear you.
smart.
We're running.
Yeah.
We're
We're gone.
fine.
Yeah, they're not in the room. It's just UK and Xanis left in the room. Milo's gone to go and clean off, and then Mira and Alec have just started sprinting it out the door. So what are you doing, Penton?
I don't know.
Well, decide. Huh. You're soaking wet. Your fur is probably drenched through. Your clothes are probably
I
drenched
have a
through.
shower as well.
Okay.
Not clean water in the ocean.
Okay. So the group kind of splits out to do what they're gonna do, and give it about 20-30 minutes. Kay and Xanis have returned to the room and have basically pinned up their dry clothing and gotten changed into some fresh clothing, letting it dry out. Milo and Penton, you two end up bumping into each other in the basically the male section of the Carmassian Tigers Guild, but what is essentially a bathhouse. There do not appear to be many other people in this guild at the moment. You would assume that their guild sent out a lot of different missions quite recently, because the guild hall itself is pretty similar in size to the Sleeping Wolves Guild. And as you two are bathing, you do notice each other present, but it's almost like a sauna bath, so you can't see anything above each other's shoulder line. So you're not having an awkward staring at each other in the showers moment. Sorry. Just realised this is not a good time to take a drink of water because it sounds really sus, but
I don't think Penda particularly minds who sees him, to be honest, but...
Do you have any commentary to Do you have any commentary? I'm just watching
sorry.
it. That's okay. So as you know, Mali, you're washing yourself off. Penton's like the other end of the sauna pool. This is like, think pretty big swimming pool sized bath area, and
Just give a wave.
okay then, Milo, you just as you're trying to wash the ink out your ears, or off the fluff on your ears, and making sure it doesn't stain your white hair, you see Penton down the other end just waving at you.
Milo waves back.
Yeah. Friendship.
What's up?
I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm just
What?
imagining. I'm just imagining.
Did you get the ink off you?
Not yet.
Keep trying then. I think there's some soap over here.
Alright, I've got some of my own.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Sorry, it shouldn't be that funny. I'm just imagining the first time that Milo goes, he like stances up in like a, like your typical like stick figure pose. He just stances up like that and just tilts his head back and goes, ah! So as you two are shouting at each other down the bathing area, and two rather large gentlemen end up entering this room as well. One of which is a 7'8" orc. The other one is a 7'6" tiger folk, white tiger folk. And you both recognize these two as the male members of the group that you literally just saved out of the water. And they
Going
start
for another dip so soon?
Really?
The orc turns his head towards Penton and in a very calm and polite tone goes, "Yeah, what's your point?"
No. Just thought you were well enough already.
Exactly, so zip it, Shrimpy. Ugh.
Sure.
He hears you say that, and a couple of minutes later you have a bar of soap pelted across the room that hits you in the back of the head. And the white tiger folk male turns around to the orc, and they start having a very, very quiet spat between the two of them. Before basically shrugging it off and continuing to, de-ink their clothing. Well, I say clothing. The orc is trying to help the white tiger folk de-ink a lot of his fur. And this is like not just ink in like ears or like on small patches. No, this guy is like doused with it across like his back and his arms. Anyway, meanwhile, to not hang around this sequence for too long because it could get very sus very quick, Mira and Alec, you're sprinting around the Carmassian Tigers Guild. Has done. Should not change tabs. You're sprinting around the Carmassian Tigers Guild has done nothing more than just drip water all over the place.
Oh.
You're now both soaked through, tired from all the running, you're sweaty, and somehow drenched in water.
Alec, I don't think this is working.
No, maybe we should go take a bath or something.
I mean, I guess that would probably be a more sensible idea.
And dry our clothes. 'Cause, oh.
Yeah. I kind of stink. You think
Me
like being in the
too.
bottom of an ocean makes you stink less, but just makes you smell of salt?
Yeah. Let's go. And we will walk back, not run.
What, limping?
You're limping.
Limping?
You need a piggyback again.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll walk. I'll piggyback her back.
Thank you. Well, like, don't take me inside the men's room. That'd be a bit weird.
No, I'll leave you. I'll leave you outside.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm assuming Alec, you're going into the male part of the bathhouse, while Mira, you'll be going to the female part.
Yes.
Probably, unless
Just
we're
about.
looking to get in some trouble. But I don't think that's the kind of trouble I want.
I
To be
mean, raises eyebrows. There is a small section between the male and female side of the bathing house, which is a mixed bathing area.
Boys' time. Let's go in the boys' bath.
Okay, so
Boy bath.
Alec,
Boys-
you've gone into the bathing area. You see Milo down one end, trying to wash ink out of his ears, laughing to himself. Penton kind of looking half awake, half dozed out, like zoned out, with a bar of soap, just kind of like parts of like the bar of soap just like spattered all over the place behind where his head is. And it kind of looks like somebody's tossed the bar of soap at him with enough force to, like, the thing's exploded on impact. And then the two men that you rescued earlier were trying to, one's helping the other de-ink their fur. So it's quite the scene to walk in on, because there are only 4 people in here, not including yourself. And they are at vastly different ends of the bathing area.
Cool. I will bathe. That's closer to Milo and Penton, but not like
Fucking why?
not like on top of them or anything. Just like not
On top of them.
not
You're gonna
not
fucking drown one of us.
not near them, but nearer to them than the other guy. So like near the middle.
I'm at one end.
So where the 2
Milo's at
gentlemen
the
are.
other.
Okay, Milo is at the, like, we'll say the right end, the far right end of the pool. Penton is on the complete opposite side of the pool, with the orc and white tiger folk males that you rescued from the ocean earlier in the center of this pool.
Well, I guess I'll just pick a corner then. Like
Okay, so you just kind of pick a corner to tuck up into and just clean yourself off. Meanwhile, Mira,
Hello.
you find that when you enter the bathhouse, the female side of it, there are two women in here. One of which is the holy Xanis that you rescued earlier, and the other one is a more elderly-looking wild fawn woman. And it looks like it's the two ladies that you rescued earlier. One of them waves you over. It is the words, please. It is the wild fawn woman who waves you over.
Oh, hello.
Meh. Well, ma'am, if you could please not insult the wild fawn lady. She is a goat. She is the goat. Well now, fuck off. Ain't you just the sweetest young lady?
I mean, I try, but I'm pretty salty right now.
Aren't we all, dear? Aren't we all? Anyway, my name is Barley, and this is Angelica. And she waves her hand over to the holy Genasi lady who's just trying to mind her own business and clean herself off.
Hi there, I'm Maria. I'm from Group U.
Well, now ain't that just lovely? I don't suppose you mind helping an old lady like me, would you? I asked Angelica, but she don't want to help.
Well, with
And
what?
Farley produces an absurd... Sorry, it's... contextually speaking, this is going to be really funny. She pulls out an absurdly sized sponge. Not novelty-sized sponge, like the size of a table sponge. And I suppose you could help.
Yeah, I could do that for you, and I run through the water to her side.
And she's trying to climb onto the sponge. And it's quite funny to watch because she is 5'3".
Don't like give her a booster.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. It's alright, I've got you.
And she hops up, manages to make it on top of the on top of this sponge, which is like an oversized floaty. Pulls out a book and starts reading. She is perfectly clean. However, you do have the misfortune of realizing that, hang on a minute, this is a bathing area. She is laying on top of a sponge.
Oh my god. We found the guild's secret swimming pool.
What?
Wait a minute, that's a sponge!
Yes, it is in fact made of a sponge, so it's basically slowly starting to sink.
That's a sponge? It's absorbing the water. I want a bath.
I should point out for the sake of the male members of the party, there is like an area in the middle, but it's separated off by what is essentially a thick paper screen reinforced with small wood slats, so you guys can hear Mira from the other room babbling in a strange manner.
Miss, I'm not a qualified lifeguard, but please, you gotta take the sponge out.
Milo's head is in his hands.
Normal Maria shenanigans.
Sponge! Oh god, I don't know what to do.
Well, Mira, maybe you should stop entertaining the sponge then. And there is... Kay is standing by the poolside in what is essentially like a one-piece swimsuit sort of thing.
Okay, my darling, my beloved, so I just like vanished the sponge, but I don't be rude.
Sorry, the scenario is just so stupid.
She's just like freaking out. The sponge.
Kay climbs into the water and very, very politely asks Farley to get off of the sponge and to put the sponge back. To which it kind of goes down in an interesting fashion, and the two have a debate. The two of them start debating on the ethics of sponges whilst cleaning themselves down. Meanwhile, Angelica leaves the pool, and on the male side, the two large men leave the room. And after a few moments, there is a pair of feet going across the floor, to which the three... Oh, this is the male side, by the way. Sorry. You hear these feet like pitter-patter across the ground, across the wooden boards.
Please don't cannibal, please don't cannibal, please don't cannibal, please
To
don't
which
cannibal, please don't
you
cannibal.
turn your head to the doorway to see Xanis pretty much stark as catapults himself into the
Fucking
water and cannonballs, splashing all
fucking
three of
knew.
you.
I knew it. The moment you said he picked, there was a but. I fucking knew someone was running about a fucking cannonball. You.
Xanis pops his head above the water with the cheesiest grin on his face possible. Well, that was fun.
Is it? How deep is this water? Because like, did he not just like smack on the ground?
No. This is quite deep water.
Okay, so
Does
it's
that
like a
mean
swimming
Mira's
pool.
having to tread water?
Kind of, yeah. Huh?
Does that mean Mira is having to tread water?
No. For context, it's about... Like, if you're at in the middle of the pool, is about 4 foot and 10 inches worth of water. Whereas the deepest end of the pools is gets up to about 5.5, 6 foot worth of water between the actual top of the water and the floor of it. So it kind of like slants down. Oh wait, hang on a minute.
Hey, I can
just
stand
had
up in the deep end. Epic.
I just had a concerning thought. If the water level in the middle was 4'10", and the shorter of the two gentlemen that was in that was 7'6", does this mean? Okay, never mind.
Because you just broke your kid's back.
No, it's okay. It's okay. The thing that I was
No, it's
concerned...
just we saw everyone's their like parts. Is that what you're scared of? That we
Basically, from like bottom of ribcage upwards, you just got a full view of what was there.
cool. That's fine.
I had a bit of a panic moment because I was like, oh, hang on a minute. Anyway, Xanis looks very proud of himself and starts basically washing himself down. And this absurd bathroom sequence comes to a close as the dumbest section I've ever done.
Aww.
The sponge. So you take the time to rest up, you know. I'm gonna give you guys like a full day's rest.
Can I heal?
So it will now be the 11th of July in game. We'll move on to the next day.
How much stuff do we get?
I'll be a full heal.
Yeah.
Okay, so all our health and all our MP.
Bye, Alice.
Go through.
Bye.
So, oh
Go
my
on.
god, laptop please.
2
So
minutes.
it moves around to the next day, and today is the day where you are planning on returning back to the Sleeping Wolves Guild. Well, if you wanted to. You can spend additional time here if you so wish, or you can yeet yourself back to the Sleeping Wolves Guild. It is your choice.
This place quite
Yeet.
busy. What the? You know what?
What?
You know what? I think the key to character development is ignoring what the hell you just did there, and I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of drawing my attention.
So, are you returning back to the guild?
Is
Yeah.
this place quite busy?
What?
Like the town
The Carmassian
area?
Tigers? Yes, it is quite a busy area. The only issue is it's far larger than Lenfar, meaning you will very easily get yourself lost.
Okay, we'll just go there then.
Okay.
I have a feeling like I'm forgetting something, but I have something else to prepare for. That is more present to my mind than anything else.
Understandable. Okay, so you end up heading off to the teleportation room where Lupus is awaiting you all. But it seems as though you're missing someone. It appears that Alice has not gotten out of bed yet and is still sleeping.
Lol.
And Lupus looks to you all. Well, don't worry. I'll come back and pick her up later. Anyway, shall we head off to, well, I guess home, if you want to call it that?
Let's go.
Lupus touches the teleportation crystal, and you basically end up getting walked back to Lemfar in a room of the Sleeping Wolves Guild you're not all too familiar with, but leads out into basically the main hall area. So the more you know. And this place is far busier than last time you were here. Like, it seems like when you were here initially, a lot of the people that were here were either like the main 2 or 3 groups that tend not to get dispatched much. So Group B and Group C, and then a couple members of Group A. This time around, there are loads of people here. And I mean loads of people. So it seems like a lot of the guild groups that were out on missions are now back after an extended period of time. And as you're walking out, and like heading back to your room in the guild, so the group U room, to basically go and deposit off your stuff, you hear from across the building somebody going, "No, no, look, it's that dirty little orphan bunny and that strange green person." To which you hear some very quiet reprimanding and annoyed sighing. Do you want to turn around to see who it is yelling?
Sure.
Yeah.
Who's the fuck?
Sorry, give me a second. Okay. Do you need a moment? I hear multiple people sounding like they're about to keel over and perish. Do you need a...
It's just such a funny phrase, dirty little orphan.
Dirty little orphan boy!
Dirty little orphan bunny. I'm sorry, Benton.
So you turn around to see this 7-foot tall Quoo, who is built to the point where yes,
Yeah.
like the couple of Quoo people that you've seen walking around, like more on the tubby end of things. This guy is built like a bodybuilder. He looks like he could milady your wife into next century.
Oh, yes, please.
Sorry, this is so fucking stupid. I knew this was coming and I did not mentally prepare myself for it.
You never
And
mentally prepare.
That's false. I
Being
prepare, but...
prepared is people who have their sanity, and none
I
of
said
us
mentally prepare.
Touche.
Mentally.
Touche. Anyway, so this guy is massive. 7 foot tall, is built like a bodybuilder, but still has the dumbass looking face of Wu. And standing next to... God. Sorry, this mental image is fucking priceless. Standing next to him, looking like she's hoping for anything in the world to just demolish her existence, is this female blue dragonborn who stands about 6'5", with her hands in her face, looking very disappointed. Do you want to approach and say hello?
Hi.
Sorry, I'm trying so fucking hard not to
Milo
laugh
just
right
goes,
now.
hi.
You don't expect that now, did you?
Milo, you turn around and say hi, and this man looks down at you. Yeah, he does look down at you because you're like 10 inches shorter than he is in height. He looks down at you. Hello, little man.
Hello, tall one.
Who are you?
I am Milo. Who are you?
I am Shauna. Nell, look, I made a friend. They are small. And this blue dragonborn woman just looks at Milo with the eyes of just apologizing with her expression.
Milo just smiles in return.
Nell, say hello. Greetings, Milo. I apologize for my acquaintance's mannerisms. My name is Nelissa. I'm one of the members of Group M.
Out of character. Group M?
The
Group M.
Group M.
Oh my god. Milo
Give me a
dies.
moment.
Milo dies at the spot.
Well, Milo, have fun. Are you smothering
Okay, anyway.
yourself with a pillow? Do I need to call someone?
No.
Where do you live?
Okay. I am composing myself once again. You're not wrong. Also, I have a question. How do you pronounce it again? Sorry.
Which one? Her
It's
name or
not
his name?
obviously not Melissa.
Okay.
I can get that.
It's Shalna, as in
Shalna.
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 As in shall not.
Hell no.
So,
So that's what you say when you look at him, you go, hell no. That's why he's called that. Out of character.
Anyway,
it's alright. I'm sure that Shauna had no mean intention behind it. Don't worry about it.
no, I meant to be an ass. You are small. Small person, Gerber. I shall call you small. You shall be my friend. And he puts a very large hand down on your head and just pats very slowly in the most annoying possible manner
Okay.
with a big smile on his face the entire time. Tell me, small friend, who are these people? And he points to the rest of the party.
Alec right now is just kind of hiding his face because he's laughing his ass off, but he doesn't want anyone to know.
That's the rest of Group U, the group that I'm a part of.
Ah, Group U. Many names that I shall come up with. For now,
Oh, me first.
you, small green one, I shall call you Squish. And he proceeds to pull out a massive warhammer from off his back. I could squish, but I shall choose not to, because that would be mercy to end you.
Okay.
He puts it back on his
If I
back.
ever need squishing, I'll let you know.
No, you are annoying. Silence.
Yes, sir.
Good. Anyway, who is this? And he looks over to Penton. You are the dark little orphan boy that my sister has been telling me about.
Yes, I'm Penton Oleno, and I'm the guy who's not judging you on your appearance right now.
You are definitely judging me. You are not.
You do have
sneaky.
a weird face.
And you have a weird existence. Your point?
You have no idea, buddy.
I have many ideas.
I'm sure I'll tell you at some point.
You probably won't.
Probably not.
My sister has heard of you and has encountered you previously. My sister, twin sister, Shally.
I've only seen one person that would bear a resemblance to you. Oh! Oh, that's good.
I think you know her. She likes to eat orphans. She has issues.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to eat you.
Well, I will not be an hors d'oeuvre, so...
No. You seem too slim for that. Not enough
Thank
meat.
Oh, right.
But you, Mr. String Bean, you will make good appetizers for my sister. Not that I eat people like that. She is weird. She has many issues. What is your name, String Bean?
Alec?
Henceforth, you will be known as String Bean.
No, I will not.
No.
Oh, fuck.
He looks like he needs to eat. Give him food. And now Nalissa's just shaking her head, looking very, very apologetic without saying a word.
Well, you heard the man. Feed me. Come on.
Okay, I grab a beef jerky out of my bag and slap it against Alex's face.
I saw that one coming.
I eat it.
You eat it again, put it in the plastic!
I'm sorry, I just read the chat.
Shalnar looks very amused and looks to Nalissa. No, this group has issues. When are they going to die like the others? And Nalissa just looks to Shalnar and goes, You know, you can be a right arse. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I think Agnar or Garjash are after you. Off you go. And Nalissa kind of waves to Shalnar as though to shoo him away. And Shalnar looks at the group, looks at Kay, and then looks to Nalissa. Nerl, that short one looks like she'd make a good football. I shall now go. Goodbye, group useless. I mean, you be very unprofessional. And he nods his head, and just as he walks away, you just hear this. You just hear him.
I don't know why,
stomping.
but it sounds kind of moist.
I know, I was about to say, he got some sloppy ass feet, damn!
It's
I mean,
like
have you seen Quo? He looks pretty
No.
moist.
you haven't seen it. Oh my god! I am going to educate you.
Maybe we should take him.
Maybe
running.
some other time. You are mid-session, Lupus.
No, this is important
Lupus.
information. This is
Yeah.
important.
Lupus.
Context.
Look,
Oh my god, that's what they look like? Fuck.
Imagine
That's
that,
like
but
everything
really
different.
buff. And like 7
Does he
foot.
have the
Good
cooking
lord.
hat? Does he have the cooking hat?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, what's under the hat? Just
Yes,
like...
it's just bold. Anyway,
It's just a marshmallow, just a fucking jacked marshmallow.
So he is moist. Ah.
Anyway,
Yummy.
Anyway.
moving swiftly onwards. So there are a large collection of people here, and you notice from across the hall that obviously the elites are here, as per usual, but then the other half of Group A is here. As you can hear them from their room. You can hear them from their room as you're walking past. And they appear to be having a very strong debate between each other. But it's interesting. It seems like most of the female guild members are back, but a significant number of the male guild members have yet to return. And as you're settling back in, Xanis speaks up. So, welcome to what the place is normally like. That was Shalna. He's an interesting friend, I guess.
Wait,
Don't say.
did you know that they were related?
Yep.
When we...
Yep.
Oh, I love you.
Save that for the people that you take to your bedroom, Penton.
But not in that way, God!
And Xanis just... And as you say that, Xanis like bares his fangs in a big smile, as like the most facetious, sarcastic twat smile that he possibly could.
I was speaking
You
of
know
it.
how you do that.
Well, I should forewarn you now, a lot of our fellow guild members are interesting. Mira, don't go near Cedric on your own. Please.
Why? What's
Who's
wrong with Cedric?
Cedric?
He'll kill you, basically. Is what everyone seems to be doing.
Hey,
Well,
but that sounds like half the people in this guild will try to kill me.
well, I mean, no. A lot of people in this guild would suggest it, but Cedric is unique. We'll call him that. So, if you're gonna go and talk to him, please don't go on your own, Mira. I'd like to not have to watch someone find out the reasoning of what's green, red, and all over the place.
A Christmas tree?
Sure.
No.
Anyway,
Very afraid.
so this is why you're still walking down the hallway. Actually, no, not walk down the hallway. Sorry, you've already gotten settled in. Fuck. As you hear. You hear footsteps coming down the hallway. There we go. The door opens up slightly, and you see a large canid nose stick through the doorway. Is anyone here?
Who's that?
Dunno.
No.
Maybe.
And the door slams open, and Gelda sprints into the room and basically tackles Milo to the floor.
Ah!
By the way, did my weird scream go through?
No.
Kind of,
Damn
yes.
it!
Shit!
It's not going through properly, but yeah.
Yeah, I got enough of it, don't worry. Milo, it's so nice to have you back. How are you?
Alright. How are you, Gelda?
Oh, I've been wonderful. I tell you what, it was absolutely great getting back. And now, you're back too. You know what that means? Date time. And he has a big grin on his face.
I've still got some things to get prepared before that.
Oh, but I don't want to have to wait. It's boring. Ugh.
Then you could always come with me whilst I get the supplies.
Yes. Let's go now. No. Go.
Okay.
And he basically picks
Yep.
himself up off the floor. Basically grabs Milo, tries to grab Milo by the leg and pull him.
Why my leg?
Because you are now a chicken. And
What?
I shall grab you by the drumstick and we shall go. And you just watch Milo looking mildly horrified as he's being dragged out the room by his leg.
Okay,
Come
have
on!
fun! Have fun! Bye! Don't have too much fun.
Mimi just goes up on the map.
Anyway, so as things continue onwards,
They sure do be continuing. The things.
the door closes, and the five of you that are left in the room, I'll let you figure out what you want to do. So,
Penton time.
Mira, I'm assuming by your whispering that there's something you want to do.
I would like to see the Penoton.
Well, it's in the past the bag. Anyway, Penton. So, Mira, you go over to Penton.
Penton.
What?
Well, you know how you said you were going to tutor me? Yeah, my brain cell was able to remember that, and we have free time, so yay.
What would you like to learn?
I would like to learn how to speak to people without sounding like, how would Xanis probably say it? Like a dumbass.
Okay, I guess I can do that.
Yay.
If nothing else, it'll be entertaining.
It'll be public speaking 101 with the Mr. Pastor Man.
I mean, for starters, you could stop calling me that. Then I'd like you a whole lot more.
Aww. Well, what can I call you?
Penton. You know, my
Pentino.
name.
No, it doesn't suit right. We need to add an extra syllable in there. I'll call you Pentino for now. We'll see how it goes from there.
Whatever.
So where are we gonna go first?
Take her to talk to the... Okay. My little birdie just whispered in my ear. And I guess we'll go around the guild and introduce you.
You'll find new people.
Okay. Okay, so Penton and Mira, you two are going for a walk around the guild. Alec.
I shall also go for a walk. Probably not the same walk.
Understandable. Meanwhile, Kay is going to sit in the room and read through her book, and Xanis is going off to go and do Xanis things. Smile.
You don't get to know.
No.
What Xanis does is Xanis' business.
Yeah. So, I will come back to Milo in a bit because you're currently being dragged by Jelda, who thinks you're a drumstick. Let's start with the funny thing first. Penton and Mira. So the two of you are traipsing around the guild. And, you happen to come across your first person, who is a familiar face of Lilac.
Dad!
Oh god, hello.
Hi!
So, some context. I'm trying to teach Mira here how to talk to people. And you're the first person we came across, so I guess you're the baseline. Have at it, Mira.
Oh, how can I introduce myself to him? He's kind of like my new
Pretend you
dad
don't
now.
know him.
Okay, I have no idea who you are. Hello, my name is Maria. What's your name?
Well, sweetheart, that was a good start. A pretty good one. You know who I am, but I am Lilac. I'm a member of the Sleeping Wolves Guild. I can't tell you which group at the moment, because I'm not well enough acquainted with you, but I'm sure that if we got acquainted over perhaps a cup of tea at one of the parlours in town, it would be a good way to build mutual interest in one another.
Pen tennis is what they call break the ice. Just breaking the ice.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to do that. Tea sounds great. Can we get muffins as well?
Maybe a little bit less sarcastic sounding?
No, that's not sarcasm. This is just me.
No,
Oh, dear lord.
That did not sound like sarcasm, I must be honest. Well, I believe if you want to, if you're confident in your introductions, daughter of mine? God, that still sounds weird to say.
Yeah.
If you would like to test your introductions once you think you're ready, perhaps going and speaking to Alonso might be an interesting idea. Or, possibly Brutus. But I wouldn't advise starting with that. It's not,
I mean, what are they like?
Yeah, go on. Brutus sounds interesting.
Wait, Penson, am I ready?
No, you're not.
Aww.
Although,
Right,
to be fair, on the scale of mirror interactions, that was actually on the higher end. You didn't sound like you were out of breath, you didn't say your entire name, and you left time for the other person to speak.
Yeah, that was really hard. I had a lot of thoughts that I needed to get out. But I suppressed them. They're working. Right, on to the next one.
Indeed.
So, as you're wandering around, you see Alec down the corridor. Alec, you have ended up walking into this very large woman. And
Well, like I walk into her.
it's her fault why you walk into her. But she literally opens the door from her room, walks out, and you end up walking into the side of her. And this, for context, this is an 8-foot tall Arctic bearfolk woman dressed in the garbs of a berserker. She seems to have sort of short blonde hair. Her fur is pure white with greyish brown coloured eyes. And she looks down at you. As, you know, the impact of you walking into her, she has caused you to fall flat on your backside because of how solid this woman is. Like, this is a strong lady. Well then, what are you doing down there? Get up then.
Okay, I get up.
And who might you be, love?
Alec.
Aw, well ain't you just a cute little thing. Nice to meet you. My name's Susan. I will be your terror for the next few years while you're here. And if you somehow manage to not be scared of me, then I'm not doing my job right. And she extends her hand out to you to shake it.
Okay, why? And then I shake her hand.
She has a very firm grip, like it almost feels like your hand is like being crunched in her grip. Well, sweetheart, you see, my name is Susan, and I just so happen to be one of the most terrifying women in this guild. I'll spare you the details, but let's just say that I used to have a husband, but he ended up being behemoth feed. Didn't like a strong woman. Oh, and somehow you aren't looking terrified yet. Perhaps I'll make friends with you. That'll be quite entertaining. The strongest woman in the guild with someone who looks like I could snap them with my 2 fingers. Like a pair of scissors. Crunch. And despite the fact that she has an overwhelming aura of positivity and joy around her, she also has that energy of, you should be scared of this woman. Like, almost like as though there's an aura of fear about her. And not in the literal ability sense, in the metaphorical, radiating an aura of...
Scary, yeah.
Yes, scary.
Scary lady. Right.
Very scary lady.
Yeah, Alec just kind of looks confused and a bit afraid. So...
Susan lets go of your hand. Well... Say, what group are you from anyway, love?
You.
Well, darling, I'm not a group, but I certainly pack the power of one. I'm from Group F. Oh, wait, you mean you're actually from Group U? Oh dear. Tell me, how did you even end up there? I swear there was someone else there before. Perhaps you, did you join recently?
Yeah, pretty recently.
Ah. That'd explain why I don't remember your face. Anywho, I'm sure that you'll be an absolutely lovely addition. And she has a big grin on her face. I tell you what, though. You know why I think you'll be a great addition? You know what they always say, take 2 is always better than take 1? And she has a smirk on her face.
Yeah, don't really... Okay, sure.
It seems like this woman is very passive-aggressive in an unusual sense. Anyhow.
I don't really know what that means, but okay.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually, darling. Most people with your level of intelligence seem to. Oh god, there's an annoying green thing on the way. Say, you don't know what that is, do you?
Is it Maria? Or turn around, is she there?
Yes, Mira is standing there, with a face full of joy, and Penton looking mildly concerned and
I wave
something
at her.
else.
Big smile on my face now, just like, hello, Maria. I'm saved.
Oh, that didn't go through. Alec! Hello!
Maria, hello.
Did you make a new best friend? Said you
Maybe? Her name's Susan.
best friend?
No, I'm still your best friend, but don't worry.
Wait, who is this? Hello, I am Maria. It is nice to meet you.
Oh, well, aren't you just adorable? It's a shame that your parents don't love you. Oh.
I know, right? But it's okay, because I got new ones now, and they're pretty cool.
Well, until they get fed up of you and get rid of you, but you know, I'm sure you're used to it by now. My name's Susan. Pleasure to meet you.
You too, and I hold out my hand.
She takes your hand, and her grip is like a vice.
Whoa.
And she very firmly shakes it with enough
Whoa.
force that it kind of makes your whole arm like do a jiggly wave.
Oh.
Whoa, that's kind of impressive. You know what? You could be like a boxer. I'm sure you'd knock someone out. That'd be so cool.
Susan seems mildly infuriated that her intimidation and frustration tactics aren't working, but shrugs and carries on anyway. Well, aren't you just a bag of joy? Say, who are you? You're Mira, correct? Well,
Yes.
It's a shame about your mother. What a waste of time. But anyway, I'm sure you're used to wasting time, or having time wasted. Either one.
Yeah, I sure am. They call me a waste of time all the time. But you know what? I think they mean it politely.
Sure, darling, sure. And it's the dirty little orphan boy Shalnar's been telling me. Well, aren't you just a cute little bag of joy? Tell me, how many times have you nearly gotten people killed?
Let me think. Myself? Nearly gotten people killed? Possibly a couple of times. I've definitely deliberately got people killed.
Well, yes, of course. I imagine so far, what, you've nearly taken out half of your group, the Guildmaster's son, with your previous, associations,
You mean I can hardly be held accountable for that?
Well, you can.
Explain?
No. I choose not to explain. It's more entertaining that way.
Well, then your words hold no value.
And your life holds very little value, but, you know, seems like the Guildmaster's interested in you all the same.
Oh, yeah, don't even get me started on that.
Her face very much goes to a flat, blank expression. You realize that you're very see-through, right? You're dealing with a woman of many times more power than you. And she grabs Penton by the neck, lifts him off the floor, and looks him directly in the eyes, so she doesn't have to crane her neck down. You, sir, should learn where you're putting your feet. Step lightly, or I will crush your head between my hands. Unlike most people that ask for their head to be crushed between my thighs. But anyway, she just kind of drops Penton to the floor. It was lovely meeting you, Alec. I'm sure that we'll be the best of friends. And she hugs Alec, and your face basically ends up between her chest. Like, between her chest. Like, in her chest.
Boobies.
Yes, pretty much. She gives you a soul-crushing squeeze, and then leaves.
She seems so nice.
I'm very confused right now.
She
Yeah,
seems to
there's been
like
plenty
you
of
a
her
lot.
type down the rabbit hole. I'm used to it.
Okay.
I hope
Cool.
she gives me a piggyback one day.
I hope she doesn't murder any of us.
She's too nice to do that.
Mary, you're not.
Penton has flashbacks to
No.
Braithia.
Oh, I miss her.
I don't.
Anyway, so, that happened.
Anyway, should we move on to the next person, Mira?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Mira and Penton, you end up going around.
I will say that was an absolute awful display. However, because everyone in this place is batshit crazy, it seems to work, so good for you.
Yay.
So the two of you end up heading off. Alec, are you gonna tag along with them just to see what happens, or are you gonna?
Sure, why not? I'll go along with them.
Okay, so the three of you end up just kind of wandering about the guild. You end up bumping into quite a chatty pairing that you're very familiar with, oddly on a frock, and end up practicing conversational methods there for a little while. Meanwhile, Milo, you are fortunately you're not being dragged across the floor anymore at this point, but you're now out in the town of Lenfar getting supplies for your planned date with Gelda. Actually, do I have Gelda's token? I do. Hold on. Monk.
Oh wow, look at him, stud.
I'm not sure whether that's sarcasm or not.
That's for you to figure out, me to know.
Oh god.
There we go. So, in the meantime, you are out on your date together. How lovely. Fenrir appears to have, is kind of keeping a distance from you both and observing. Is basically acting like the third wheel of this date.
No.
It's just making sure that things don't go wrong.
Poor Fenrir.
So Milo, what are we doing? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Well, I was thinking about maybe having a picnic.
Yes! I love picnics. It's always fun, and there's always stuff to do, and there's always food. I love food. Do you like food? I love food. It's great.
I love food too.
Yes! Okay. So, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go?
Well, first of all, we need to get food for the picnic.
Oh, why isn't it already done? Fine, let's go.
Because I just got back.
I know, but I'm impatient. And you can see he's like hopping back and forth on his feet, like he is full on having like a fidget moment. And Fenrir comes up and looks at you, Milo. Do you need a bit of a moment?
I mean, we could make it a competition to see who can get the better food.
Yes, I love this idea. But we can't include Fenrir because that means that I win automatically because Fenrir's got a really good nose.
Alrighty then.
Fenrir, you're not allowed to join in. I wasn't planning to, but sure, I guess. And as much as a quadrupedal being could shrug, Fenrir just attempts to shrug. And with that, Gelda basically sprints off in the opposite direction with his coin pouch in hand. And it's not like a normal sprint off in the other direction. You can just kind of like see him doing that wobbling back and forth between his feet, of like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like he's trying to like. If you could watch a crab run forwards, if you can picture that in your head.
What the fuck?
And then he disappears around the corner. And Fenrir looks at Milo, Fenrir looks in the direction Gelda just went. And you just hear a very long lupine growl / sigh combination of just.
Did he just run in the wrong direction?
Yep, yes he did.
Ah!
I'll go get him. You just do what you can do.
Alrighty. Trying to find some food. And I'm also gonna find. I have a question. Would Milo know if someone's eat?
Considering that you didn't know what was it, I'm pretty sure it was you that Kay was telling about how avatars work. Yeah, I would assume the answer is no, but you can ask Fenrir because he hasn't left yet. He's still there.
I'll ask if Fenrir wants anything.
I mean, if they've got them, I like meat. Wait. Yeah. Meat on a bone.
Alright.
Always a good time.
Alright. I'll get your meat on bone.
And then you listen. You watch as Fenrir basically starts chasing after Gelda, but his paw prints on the ground leave like a small trail of like blue flame, but only very small amounts, almost as though it's like the dust that's been kicked up is ignited into like a very cold looking fire, and then he disappears around the corner.
Okay, do I need to roll?
If you want to.
Because I want to find some good food.
Okay. I would say it'd be an investigation check to find a good location for it, and then an appraisal check to find the good quality stuff.
Well, this is gonna go well. I lied.
Was that investigation or?
Yep.
Okay. 7 versus...
Okay, my appraisal was amazing, apparently. So even in the bad, I can find the good.
Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot Gelder's really smart, but he's just really shit at wisdom. What is his wisdom anyway?
Mary a moment.
Oh my god, his wisdom is 8. I forgot. So you end up wandering around for a little while, but you do eventually find somewhere, and oh my god, do you find somewhere good? Everything they're selling at this store? Yeah, store. We're gonna go for a store rather than like a merchant tent thing. But everything you find in here looks and smells amazing. Like you walk into this place and your mouth is already like very wet. You can feel like the saliva in your mouth building up. It smells inhumanly good in here. And they're doing a sale of sorts, where if you can answer 3 questions correctly, then they'll give you everything for free.
Oh no.
As they have, and you kind of put 2 and 2 together in your brain that hang on a minute, you know, maybe that like you can see on the sign, like there's a lot of like stock that they want to get rid of because they've overcooked for the day and prepared too much, and they can't sell it all. So this challenge, if you will, is purely for the sake of we want to just give out some extra food so our stuff doesn't go to waste. Do you want to take the little challenge?
Oh god. How much does the stuff cost normally?
If you wanted to buy enough for a significant picnic, it costs you about 200 gil, roughly.
I mean, I might as well have a go. No harm in trying. It's a bit of fun. But I can't guarantee I'll be any good.
Roll up? Okay. And you meet someone at the counter, and they seem very, very cheerful, very happy. I can close this. Oh yeah, he's here.
He's here. Oh
Behind
god.
the counter appears to be someone who is a bit of a mix of a human and Vieira, standing at about 6 foot tall, with a pair of goggles, kind of just on his head. The strap is around his ears. The actual goggle part is like on his forehead. Oh then, hello. Oh, you're gonna do the challenge thing, aren't you?
I'm gonna have a go at it. No harm in trying.
All right then, laddie. Just so you're clear, no cheating, and have fun. So your first question, and I know it's gonna be a pretty boring one. For those who take medic as their profession, are they able to use? Sorry, this always makes me chuckle. Are they able to use bows? Are they trained in how to shoot things with a bow and arrow? True or false?
True.
Sorry, repeat.
True.
Unfortunately, medics are not trained in how to use bows and arrows. But say, you seem like quite the handsome young chap. I'm assuming the gentleman down that sprinted past this street earlier is a friend of yours.
What does he look like? Sorry?
Well, was this young man with like slightly tanned skin, white hair with ears?
Oh,
Had
yes.
this big silverish blue wolf thing chasing after him?
Oh, yes. Yep.
Because I would imagine. No, it couldn't be. Your mother wouldn't happen to be Karina Dragon, would she?
She is?
Oh, then I'm sure you. Well, maybe you know who I am.
Can I roll a history check?
Yes, you may.
I got 12.
Yeah, I'd say it's a success. It takes a second to click, but you very vaguely remember being told about a friend of your mother's, who she travelled with a long time ago, who was a master engineer, who had 2 sons. You were never told the name of them, but you do remember the name of the man who she mentioned was Sid. She used to travel with a man named Sid Ordox. I say there, laddie, you're right. You're a bit spaced out.
Try to remember. Mum didn't mention lots of the people that she travelled with. She mentioned a Sid Ordox once.
Ah, that'd be me dad. Right old bastard he was. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Edward Sid Ordox. I know the man, the myth, the legend himself. Was a very charismatic man like me doing in a place like this. Well, I may have forgotten to get groceries while I was doing my mechanic work, and my brother, who is currently in Ishtath, left our mother here, and she wasn't happy that I spent 4 months in the workshop before coming back. So, hi.
Ooh.
Pleasure to meet you. Your friend is crab walking past the front of the store again, and oh dear, I think he's waiting for you.
Well, Ma pulls out the 200 gil for the stuff that he wants to buy.
Edward gives you the items that you purchased, but refuses to take the gil. Well,
But I insist.
I insist otherwise.
But why
Please.
don't
Because you're a traveling companion of my late father. So please. Oh. We'll say that we have some connections, but I guess I'll put it on a tab. By which I mean I won't. Anyway, off you go, laddie. Milo. I found food! And you just see Jelda with his head around the door, and his hat in one hand is kind of like crab pincering above his head. The other one is slowly inching a bag that is full of things.
But by the way, did
Yes.
I get the meat for Fenrir?
I would assume so. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, definitely. So, as you carry your bag along and do all the good stuff, you find a place to go and sit. There's a lovely little lovely little forested area in the town. It's like a large park, if you will, with the river running directly through it. Milo, we should sit here. Look at it, water. It flows. It's wet.
It definitely is wet.
Also, it should be about this time of year that this river does something quite interesting. It flows backwards.
Yeah, but what?
Did you not know?
No.
You're gonna love it. See, once every few years, this river starts flowing backwards. I think it's something to do with Leviathan or one of his subsidiary deities, but it's quite fascinating. A lot of summoners have come by here before to experience the water going the other direction. Yeah, it's an experience, alright? It's water flowing backwards. Anyway. Flank it, and he throws it down on the floor, which Fenrir kind of just pulls it so it's flat. And then Gelda puts down the bag, opens it, and inside there are so many different snacks.
Oh my god.
Like, Gelda definitely got food, but there are a whole bunch of different food items on the ground, like littered on this blanket. But one of the you notice a recurring theme.
Me?
It seemed. Sorry, what?
I was gonna say me?
No, I thought you said meme.
Okay.
I got very confused.
Yummy memes.
But they all seem to have a similar sort of aesthetic to the presentation and ingredients in them. So, you sent us off to go get food. I may or may not have found a store that sells a bunch of different types of recipes that come from Mithras. Or home. I wouldn't know. I only lived there for a while, and then the house burnt down. So, what did you get?
Milo takes the stuff out of, I presume, the bag that he got, and there's an obvious bit of meat that's for Fenrir.
Fenrir kind of just plods over, very gently takes the bone end of the meat and just drags it away behind a tree and just goes and plops down. So, how are you? And Jella kind of tilts his head towards Milo.
I'm good. A lot better now that I'm not swimming underwater.
How was that?
Not fun.
No? What happened?
Not really. Kay got swallowed by a shark. Alice got swallowed by a shark. I got caught up in tentacles and got inked.
Gelda sits there, looking at you as you speak, seeming almost fascinated. So, you're telling me that out of everybody, it sounds like you had the best time there.
What?
Well, no, because I can't imagine being swallowed by a shark is very pleasant.
Well, no. Although the unpleasant part about, other than getting grabbed by the squid creature thing and being inked, is that Alice, in an attempt to try and free me by attacking the squid, was to use a spell. She did not hit the squid.
How dare she hit you? And he clicks his knuckles and then shakes his hand with a very quiet ow.
Yeah, you're good.
Yes, I've spent a lot of time writing and sketching lately, and I haven't clicked my knuckles in a while.
Oh.
Yes, well, Well, heh. Well, you see,
Milo
don't-
has a smile on his face.
I don't.
It's like, you know when people are sitting down, they've got
Mhm.
like the hand on their chin, looking at them, just smile.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're on about. Well, you see, I like sketching, but a lot of the things I sketch are, what I've been told is concerning.
Oh,
But I don't know why. It's perfectly normal. I promise. It sounds strange. It's not. It's normal. And he produces a sketchbook and flips a page, and inside, on the first page, is a double spread, immaculately sketched art piece of Bahamut, midway through exhaling his Mega Flare attack. See? Not concerning in the slightest. Although you do have to consider the fact that every single time I've tried drawing this, I only get a few seconds of sketch time, and then I have to recast the spell. So, I don't know. Take it as you will.
it's amazing.
He flushes a little bit in the face when you say that. Oh, no, I wouldn't say, I guess? Thank you? I'm not really sure how to respond to that. I mean, you can have another... Here, let me, And he flips starts flipping through the pages with a level of enthusiasm that's... Enthusiasm and focus. I know, Gelda, focusing is terrifying.
Oh my god.
And flips over to a page. It's only a single A4 this time, but of Fenrir howling. And this one's in same level of detail. Well, here's one that I tend to end up sketching quite frequently because Fenrir, dog, howling. I don't really have a reasoning. I just like sketching Fenrir. He always looks mildly displeased whenever I do it because I tell him not to move and then he starts moving because he's got an itch on his nose and it's just general chaos. As you can see, I don't always get there. And he starts flipping through multiple pages of where, Fenrir's, he's been sketching, Fenrir's mid-sneeze and he's ended up sketching that into the actual sketch. So it's this majestic wolf body, on all fours, sat down with the derpiest looking sneeze face sketched in.
That's actually kind of adorable.
Yeah, thanks, I guess. As you just hear it echo out from behind the tree. Gelda continues flipping through and just showing random drawings he's done. But one of them catches your attention. And it's this very dark being kind of wrapped in chains that you very much recognize as Anima. It's only a half-done sketch. The outlines are done, but the details aren't there.
Oh, that's Anima.
Oh, you're familiar with them, I guess.
Slightly. I know my mother had something to do with Anima.
Oh, yes. Well, how do I explain it? Well, you see, when you become a summoner, you tend to have to deal with religious people a lot. But Anima's the only one that you don't really see much of. I've never seen another person with an Anima avatar beforehand. Well, I say beforehand. I've only seen one, and that was on the island of Kreitners. But we didn't get to stay there long because the inn we were sleeping in got blown up.
It got blown up.
Yeah, Well, it seems to happen every single time me and my mother, who's a thing. Unfortunately, because of her magitech poisoning, we've been wandering around trying to find a cure. Or at least some way of resolving that. And, every time we go somewhere, we end up leaving. And then a few hours later, we see an explosion or something on fire. Or like a bunch of people rushing past us to get into the place we just were. I don't know, maybe they put a discount on the building every time. Or we were sleeping in a place they were going to demolish the next morning, or something like that. I don't know. All I know is I think you're interesting. I think you're neat. And I want to sketch you. That's what I'm going to say. I would love to sketch you.
Okay.
Yeah, it was real smooth, Joda. Real smooth. Shut up, Fenrir. I cannot focus when I have exterior interruptions. Yeah, you want someone else to exterior interrupt you as well, huh? Fuck off, Fenrir. Gelda turns to Milo, who's having a moment, and pulls out a pencil. Well, what about it?
If I get to sketch you next.
Fine. Okay. And he basically mumbles something under his breath. In Vieren. And very quietly, this grumbling in Vieren sounds something very similar along the lines of, yeah, I sketch what I love, but at least now, if you decide to go away again, I might be able to see your face every day. But grumbles this in Vieren. Do you want to make a... Actually, no, you don't need to make a perception check because he rolled a nat 1 on stealth. So, he doesn't... He grumbles this to himself, but... Do you mention anything about it?
Give me a moment.
Understandable.
How the fuck do I respond to that?
Milo starts vibrating.
Whose phone is on?
That was me.
It's Milo having to work out a response.
So Geralda basically said draw things that he loves, and that he'll have her image of me.
Yes.
Even if I'm not around.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm panic. I have no relationship skill panic, even though I've been in one before.
So I'm imagining Milo is just very flustered.
He's very flustered. And in response, Infiam goes, well, if you put it like that, then I'd always want a little bit of you to go around with me also. I missed you.
Gelda just looks up, realizes that he said that loud enough to be heard, starts very visibly blushing, and just very quietly goes, yes. I mean, despite the fact that I'm gonna be moving back into your group anyway, yes. Do you have a notebook?
Mm-hmm. I have a sketch pad.
Here, pencils. And then he basically reaches into his backpack and pulls out what is essentially like a bedroll shaped thing and unrolls it, and there's like an entire pencil kit in here. Like varying different like materials for sketching, like things like charcoals, things like your typical pencils, like loads of different sketching materials just in this massive thing. Well, let's go. And he starts sketching you.
I'm guessing am I supposed to be sketching him back?
I would presume so, yes.
Yes, I start sketching him back.
And you spend the next few hours doing this. Meanwhile, in the guild, Mira, Alec, and Penton have been going about having conversation. They got stuck with Throck and Leon for a while, and practicing introductions and greetings.
Now remember, good posture. You say hello, you say your name, and you wait for them to reply.
Okay. I got this.
Stay calm.
Mhm.
Don't scream in their face.
Okay. I can do this. I'm ready.
Oh.
Ready.
You think you're ready for a challenge?
I think I'm ready for a challenge.
Well, this man looks intimidating, so let's try him.
So I can't spell. There we go. So you approach this very this 6'9" deerfolk male who appears to have quite a few elements of like cave bear folk mixed in there. And he turns his head, and you immediately make eye contact with this like deep brown pair of eyes.
Hello, my name is Maria. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Alonzo. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. What group are you from?
Well, if you must know, I am from Group A. Same group
Oh.
as I'm sure you are familiar with your own mentor, Father Bear.
Yeah, aren't you like with my best friend Asta too?
Regrettably, yes, I am.
Oh. Wait, why regrettably? Do you not get along with him?
Well, considering that our group has such lovely members as Cedric. We aren't exactly acquainted. We'll put it that
Oh.
way.
I understand. I've been told never to speak to Cedric alone, so I sympathize with you deeply. I'm from Group U.
Ah, I have heard your group is quite the train wreck.
In its own special way, I suppose.
Well, suffice to say, it sounds pretty broken.
Yeah, but we're trying to do our best. I mean, these are my friends Penton and Alec, and they are training me to how to speak to people rather.
Pentaneleno, pleasure to meet you. He's going to outstretch his hand.
See, he's better than I am.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Penton. I am Alonso. And the man reaches his hand out and shakes it, and you can tell by just the grip in his hand that seems to be very familiar with them. Not in that context before anybody goes there.
It's quite the grip you have there, Alonso.
Of course. I am a martial artist, if you will. Although I'm from what is commonly referred to as a black belt.
Must take a lot of training and dedication. Or is it just natural talent?
For the most part, it is natural talent. And you would be? And Alonso turns his head to the other tall person with horns.
Unfortunately, Alec is 404ing.
Alec, that's you. Hello, Alec. Alec.
Reset your mic, unplug it.
Yeah,
Unplug
so
it and
he's
plug
a
it back
mime.
in.
He's
Oh,
just
wait.
very in character right now. Alec,
Flash.
do the box thing. Do the trapped in the box thing.
I've always wanted to see that in person. How did they do it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Yay!
Ah, you're
Fuck,
shit,
oh
mime.
my
You talked.
Anyway, I was saying, hi, I'm Alec. Yeah, nice to meet you. Blah blah blah.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well, Alec. You seem breakable. It is a pleasure to meet you. And he extends his hand out to greet you.
Nice to meet you. Shake his hand.
So, what are you up to, Alonso?
Well, not exactly something that I think you'd find interesting, but we are planning on adding in some new measures to deal with Cedric. He is what you might call problematic.
Not familiar with that phrasing. What have you got in mind?
Well, have you actually met Cedric before?
No, I've been told to stay away from him if I'm alone. 'Cause he
Okay,
might kill me.
well, if I were to elaborate, he is very murder happy. Not exactly the kind of guy that you'd like to meet in a back alley. Not that kind of back alley, in case you're that kind of rabbit, by the way.
I mean, I most certainly am, but
I don't get it, but okay. Uh-huh.
He is, how do you put it, he likes to kill things. And his first response to problems is to smashed the thing.
Oh, that's why they don't want me going near him.
Exactly. Also, he is missing part of his ear, which, is not something that naturally occurred. That would be because of the Guildmaster.
He took part of his ear away? Chopped it off?
Bit it off.
Oh.
You see, Sedlick did not believe in the whole situation with the Lilian Beast that we are currently dealing with, and so decided to insult the Guildmaster with something along the lines of him just being a nobody with mummy issues. It's suffice to say that pushed the boundary a bit too far out. I'm wording it a lot nicer than Cedric would have. And suffice to say that the two of them duked it out barehanded in the arena, where the Guildmaster proceeded to bite a piece of Cedric's ear off and swallow it in front of him. Something about an act of dominance, but quite the shocking display, if you will.
Yeah, I know my godfather can have a bit of a temper sometimes.
If you call that a temper, then I'm afraid of what you call angry.
We don't like to get inside her head. It's a strange and scary place.
It sure
Very true.
is. Mixed with a whole lot of trauma.
Certainly.
Oh, Maria. Poor baby.
Can I have a head pat, please?
Yes, you can. I give her a
Yay.
head pat.
So, Alonso, how did she do? We're trying to train her to introduce herself to people. She normally just screams in their face and runs out of breath while she's talking and says her whole name and gets us all into shit.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that's a bad tactic, if you're going in with the intention of fighting. But if you're trying to...
On exclusively diplomatic missions.
Well, you've done a much better job of trying to introduce yourself. Though I would certainly say that trying to sound a bit more emotive when you're talking. Obviously not as easy for me to do because where I'm from, a lot of the other deer folk end up talking very similar to this. If you ever meet Brutus, my one of my friends, we'll call him that. He is much more aggressive and harder to talk to.
That makes sense. So I've kind of gone in the opposite direction now. I'll fix it.
It is a hard balance to strike. But considering that you're not now unloading in your entire name and existence and the fact that you do most of what you do, I would say continue down the current line you are. Talk the way
Thank you.
you're talking, introduce yourself, and just introduce the emotives as you go.
Okay, thank you.
Speaking of which, hold on, I have something that might be useful. And he reaches into his bag and pulls out a small pouch. If you're looking for a bit more of a challenging person to talk to that isn't me, I've been meaning to go and hand this to Brutus. It was out and about. If you happen to bump into him, just hand this to him. I meant to hand it over to him earlier, but suffice to say, I got a little bit distracted.
Okay, I will be your faithful carrier pigeon.
I wouldn't exactly call you a pigeon. More like a swan.
Would it be safe for her to talk to Brutus? He's nothing like this Cedric character, is he?
Oh, of course not. He's Not as problematic as Cedric, but
Not much of a talker?
not really. I think he was talking with the Guildmaster last time I saw him. So try Guildmaster's office.
Well, thank you very much, Alonso. It was a pleasure to meet you. I guess we'll be on our way. Won't we, Mira?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I've pulled out my headphones.
Okay, so you end up departing and heading to the Guildmaster's office. And as you're making your way over to the Guildmaster's office, you hear echoing down the hallway of, "No, look, it's the dirty orphan boy again. No, don't close the door on me." Followed by a door slamming down the hall.
Bite me, frog face.
You should get Godfather to bite him.
Oh no, I'm planning to use these illusionary magic abilities to their fullest in finding every single way I possibly can of pissing him off.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Me too.
I'm trying to find the thing and I can't find it. Why do I have a funny feeling? Anyway, so you end up heading into the Guildmaster's office, and sitting in there, just kind of having a chat, are the Guildmaster and this very large deerfolk male with kind of shortish, blonde, tufty hair, built physically very similar to Gort, with deep green eyes, one of which is kind of glazed over, implying that he might be blind in that eye.
So then I pulled out his spine. It was hilarious.
I sent you off on that mission with the intent of not killing the person, but I guess that resolves the problem?
What? I was bored.
Understandable. I can't really say much.
If you
hello.
don't want them dead, you don't send me.
Well, you're not wrong. Hello, Mira. How are you? And you brought Alec with you.
God,
and
what is that?
Penton. Hi, gentlemen and Mira.
Hello,
Hello.
Guildmaster, and you must be Brutus. I've heard quite a lot about you.
Yes, gentlemen, Mira. This is Brutus, a very good friend of mine.
Hello.
So, are we interrupting?
No. Brutus was just giving me the report of the mission that I recently sent him off on.
Oh, okay. Hi there, I'm Maria, as you heard my godfather say. Your friend told us to give this to you, so I'm gonna hold out the pouch.
Brutus is just gonna take it straight off of her. Thank you.
He didn't say what was in it, but I hope that it's grand.
Knowing Alonso, that probably something to do with a payment or a bet. Either that or, wouldn't happen to be a Cedric-related thing again, would it?
I mean, he did mention him.
No, it's seeds from my garden. What did you think it was?
I don't know. Considering that Father Bear recently told me that Cedric had, been less than helpful on the mission that, he's come back from. the one time that I send Cedric off with Hector and Jacob, and it just doesn't end well. I mean...
Are they still alive?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I thought. I should have probably sent either Neraz or Thorn with them, but, you know, it can't be helped, I guess. Anyway,
Yeah.
so, how have you found it so far? With a lot of the guild members back. I did see Milo getting dragged out the front door of the guild earlier.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of very interesting people around. I think my favorite so far has to be Susan.
Yeah, Susan's a character.
You can
She's
imagine how
very
that went with Mira's, complete lack of danger sense.
Well, hey. I mean...
She made a friend, didn't you, Mira?
I did. I think she's gonna be my bestest best.
I mean,
Well,
to
that's
be
Alex's
fair,
role, but
Susan does seem to have a tendency to like making friends with children, because they come out with some pretty interesting quotes. So, who knows? Maybe your slightly sweeter demeanour won her over, Mira. Penton? She wasn't too much of an issue, was she? I imagine she...
I'm used to her type, don't worry.
Well, I did walk past earlier seeing her lift you off the floor, choking you. So I don't know what happened there, but I don't think I want to ask. Did you piss her off by chance? Or was she trying to do her usual intimidation tactics?
Well, first of all, I can only be me, and second of all, yes. And no, it didn't work. I have been lifted up into the air like that more times than I can count.
Something elevated? Anyway.
The girls back at Rabbit Hole get pretty aggressive.
But you're tall for a rabbit folk.
You don't want to know.
I think I do. But not right now. Sorry.
Anyway,
Chris.
we're here because we're trying to teach Mira how to talk to people properly. And we thought we'd drop her in the deep end with Alonso, which we just met. Lovely fellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then he told us to go and try Brotus.
Well, I mean, if you really want to drop Mira in the deep end, have her go and talk to Cedric.
From what I've heard, I don't think that's a great idea.
But it would be funny to watch you both be terrified while Alex sits there in the back, experiencing what is probably something that he'd probably find quite funny.
It would take hours to clean up the mess.
But if what I think is the case, and Mira's been doing alright, what do you think, Mira? Would you like to go and talk to Cedric?
Is that I just ran upstairs, sorry. Is that a good idea? I don't know. He sounds pretty scary.
I mean, it'd be a good way to test your interaction skills. What do you reckon,
Yes.
Alec? Should we throw Mira in the deep end and get her to talk to Cedric?
As long as we're here, just in case.
Okay.
No.
I'm not sure how much we could really do, Alec.
I mean,
Well-
I can. Worst case scenario, I can bend space and time back to this. Back to
Before I
this
go
office.
splat.
Just teleport us back. He
Perhaps-
doesn't. Is he a spellcaster?
Well, considering that he's capable of, he's capable of a lot of things, but unfortunately I don't think magic is one of his fortes.
He
Good. So
morphly
he
just
won't be able
makes
to
things
dispel.
disappear.
He won't be able to dispel anything. Cool.
Probably not. If you want, I can come with, although I'm
That would be
sure-
helpful. Yeah.
Alright,
Maybe just like from a distance though, just so. Yeah.
keep an eye out. Anyway,
Mhm.
2 seconds. Brutus, you'll have to give me the rest of your report later. But I'm sure I can sweeten the interruption a bit with maybe some tea later, if that would be something you'd enjoy.
Sure. Now, if we're done here, I'm going to tend to my plants.
Understandable. I think Summer's been trying something new with the trees that you've been attempting to plant lately. She might have been able to get them to grow properly. Anyway, let's all go out of the office and let's go and introduce Mira to Cedric.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. Also, I wonder how Milo's doing. The last I saw of him, he was getting dragged out of the guild by his leg, and Gelda was talking about drumsticks. Maybe I should get some chicken. Sounds really good. Anyway, let's go. So Lupus takes the rest of the group, i.e. the 3 people. Anyway, so Lupus takes the group to Cedric, who is currently sitting in a small room on his own, and you notice that there are basically broken shackles around his wrists, and he's just sitting there, kind of exercising. So, Mira, this is Cedric. Cedric, say hello to Mira, or I'll take your second ear off. When I tell people they're looking like a snack, when I look at you, I mean it literally. And this 7'9" male basically stands up, and this guy is battle scarred and built like a tank. Spiky silver hair and deep red eyes. And his hair is in a similar style to... I'm just going to try and find it for you. His hair is in a very similar style to this. Oh wait, do this. Similar sort of spiky energy to this. Similar energy, basically.
Gotcha.
For our viewers at home, what do they look like?
Basically, for those of you that aren't that aren't my group, just think very similar hairstyle to Red 13 from Final Fantasy 7. Mira. Anyway, Mira, would you like to introduce yourself to lovely Cedric?
Okay. Hello, my name is Mary, and it is really nice to meet you.
What? What the fuck do you want? Huh?
I want to talk to you and become friends with you.
For what purpose?
Well, friendships can have all kinds of benefits, but I've been told not to list them out, so I just think that it'd be nice if we get to know each other.
I'll pass, thanks.
He says he doesn't want to be my friend. Where do I go from here?
Which one of them are you talking to, Mira?
Probably Penton. He's my tutor.
I've no idea, Mira. Honestly, either give up or wing it with this one, because I ain't touching this with a barge pole.
Huh. Okay. Well, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I like to watch things as they die. It's entertaining.
No way. I like researching, because my great grandfather mother, he does research into things that are dead. So like you could kill things and then bring them to me, and that would be cool.
There's no fun in that. I'll tell you what would be fun though.
What?
splattering you across the wall.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that, and I've been warned about that.
Oh, is the poor little goblin girl intimidated?
Why would I be
Oh.
intimidated? You seem really nice. You know my friend Susan? I think you'd get along with her.
Susan couldn't touch a fly. You, on the other hand, you would look great splattered across the wall. And his face is like right in front of yours, and you just hear straight in your ear hole. And then he turns back to go and doing what he does before, and completely blanks you.
Is that
Okay,
because
Maria,
you
that's
asked-
enough. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Oh, okay, I'm being dragged. Okay.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Bye, Cedric. It was nice meeting you. We can talk another time, but when I'm supervised.
There's a wall. So, for context, there's a corridor behind. I'm sorry. when I'm supervised. There's a corridor that you had to go down to where Cedric is just minding his own business and chillaxing. And
Pretty sure
As-
it's alright.
as you're leaving, Miri, you're the last one out of the room, and Lupus hasn't gone in the room. He's just kind of waiting outside. You see this battle axe fly out of the room and wedge itself into the wall. And on the
He
smile,
gave me a parting gift.
Yes, that's Brutus' boy. Brutus is a companion. Brutality. In its essence.
Oh, he seems like an absolute riot.
Oh yeah, he's great. Very much someone I respect. Although, we won't discuss why he's here. We will just discuss that he is here for a purpose.
Well,
Yes.
Mira, you didn't die, so I'd say that's a 10 out of 10.
Yay! He only threatened me a little bit, but you know what? I think he didn't mean it really.
No, he meant it.
Lupus very calmly puts his hand on Mira's shoulder. Darling, if there is one thing that I will ever do, as your godfather, it is tell you this. Cedric never, ever plays around when he's talking about murdering things. Ever. If he says he wants to kill you, he means it.
So he really does want to make me into soup.
Yeah. And he wouldn't even drink the soup either. He'd just spill it.
Would he just pour me down the drain?
No, on the floor, because it's more upsetting to be mopped up.
Oh, that's not very good for the environment.
No, it isn't. But
Glad you got your priorities straight, Mira.
anyway, let us get you people back. And hang on a minute. Is that Milo? Hey. And Milo and Gelder have returned, if you will.
The
Milo has both Milo and Gelder are kind of flushed in the faces, holding their sketchbooks close to their chests. So, how are my favourite asexuals? And Lupus seems very blasé about the whole thing.
happy.
Aw, did you have fun? Not that kind of fun, because I know that you're both ace, but did you have fun?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you'll be glad to know that these two have been introducing themselves to members of the guild. And there's one member of the guild that I would really like you to meet, Milo. I think you'll like them. In fact, you might actually meet them around dinner. Who knows? But just have to be a little bit cautious with her because she is quite small.
Okay.
Just letting you know in advance, she can sneak up. She can sneak up on you, but I'm sure that you two will get along wonderfully. Anyway, I'm gonna go and get the rest of the report from Brutus, and yeah, I hope to see you all back out here for dinner in about an hour or so.
Okay, bye, Godfather.
And Lupus leaves. And Gelda very politely and quietly excuses himself after giving Milo a massive hug, leaving the four of you in the hallway, whilst Gelda does his little weird crab walk back to his guild room.
Wait, isn't his guild room right next to ours?
Yep. So you just watch him crab walk down with Fenrir just shaking his head in disappointment before following on.
So, you were introducing yourself to people?
I made lots of friends.
Okay. Did she actually? Directed at Penton and Alec.
Well, Big Susan quite likes her. But that's more because she has absolutely no danger sense.
You don't say.
She met Cedric, who multiple times said he wanted to paint the walls with her and do some interior decorating. And she took that in a stride. She didn't die, so that was pretty good.
The plus side.
But
Now,
I don't know,
Mira!
Milo.
Want to tell this to Xanis?
What am I telling to Xanis?
About all the people that you met, of course.
What about all my new friends?
Mira, why don't you show Milo how good you are now?
No.
Okay. I have to pretend that I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are. I've never seen you in my life. Hi there, my name is Maria. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, Mira.
What's your name?
My name is Milo.
Oh,
You sound a bit robotic, to be honest. It's weird.
At
yeah,
least-
we're working on that.
But at least she doesn't sound out of breath, and she didn't say her whole name, which is usually what gets us into shit, so it's an improvement.
Although I'm sure if she says Astramira, that's only her first name. It's more of a fact about your last name,
Yes.
really. And whilst your name is Astramira, Mira's a nickname.
Yeah, but how many other people do you know called Alstramaria?
That's not the point.
What? What?
No, the point is she lets people speak now, lets them reply, and doesn't shout it in their face.
Oh my god.
So it's an
How
improvement,
long
but there's
will
still a
that
long way to
last?
go. I don't know, but it was very funny.
Anyway, I'm heading back to the room.
Bye, baby.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
He doesn't sound very impressed. Did I do it wrong?
You did fabulously, don't worry.
Yay!
So, as you're heading back, are the rest of you returning with her? Is the question.
Sure. I'm pretty sure I have an appointment with the Guildmaster this evening, but
Do you?
Ooh.
my reward.
Oh, right.
You can do that off screen.
I forgot. Brain cells are a thing I do not have right now. So, yes, question mark, exclamation mark. So, as you're wandering... I exist.
Do you?
Apparently. So anyway, as you're wandering along... Fucking hell. Shamading on.
Is that Shalna right here?
No, I'm behind a door. Dumbass. Anyway, so as you're walking down the hallway, you see Xanis come out of the room out of Group V's room, and you do not know the temptation I have to read that in the voice.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Okay, so Xanis is walking out of Group V's room with Yuzok, Yuzok saying goodbye and sounding sad, and Nalissa has left the door open a crack, and you just see Shalnar put his head out of the doorway and go, look around, look back into the room and go, no. What could be so important that you need the door open? No, the stupid dirty orphan bunny doesn't know how doors work. It's hilarious. No, this guy is a dumbass.
At that, can I use my mislead spell to basically have me walking along, and then have another version of me just repeatedly banging on his door? For how long does it last?
That's quite a while, I think.
For you, it'll be one round,
Oh, it's only one.
technically.
How long does the actual? How long
You
does
are
the
a-
thing last though?
You're only a first level caster,
Yeah.
technically.
Oh, I lost for 20 rounds
What?
for me.
Because you have caster level 20.
Yeah,
He's
never
caster
mind.
level 1.
I know.
I'll do that later. Never mind.
Anyway, so the door slams closed, and Xanis looks at the rest of the party. Hi, how are you? You saw nothing. And then very slowly scoots past and into the door, looking a little bit embarrassed that he was seen. And so the rest of you, I'm assuming, re-enter. Question mark. And inside, Kay is reading the book. The book that nobody else seems to be capable of reading. And she looks up at the group, returning. I may have discovered a certain something.
Well, that's specific.
What did you find?
So after hours of reading, I have finally figured out the name of this book that I am currently reading, which none of us have been able to read the cover so far, right?
Apart from you.
I can't read the cover of the book. I can read what's inside the book, I can't read what's on the cover.
Gotcha.
But, the name of this book is Concerning.
That's a weird name for a book.
No, that's... You know what? I think Shalnar is right about you, Penton.
I don't care.
Idiot.
Anyway, carry on.
The book is called Annihilating Cataclysm.
That's quite.
That's a much cooler name than Concerning.
I will throw this book at you.
It's not the first thing that's been thrown at me today.
I will throw a spell from inside this book at you.
Okay.
Oh, there are spells.
That's my girl.
I love spells. What spells are there?
Oh, you know, just casual things like annihilate. You know. I think I've worked out why only me and Mace. Well, me and Mace's great nephew. I worded that weirdly. Why only me and Alistair can read the book?
Because it's a magic book.
It might be one of the It might be one of the pair for the Helm heirloom. And we've been carrying it around on us this entire time.
Excellent. So that's done.
Do
Oh,
you think that Mace is able to sense that?
More than likely, yeah. But this is only one half of it, which is concerning because if it's not in the place where it's supposed to be sealed, that means the other half is out there and not in the place it should be, which is a bad thing because if Mace or Mace or the Lillian Beast cult have hold of it, that's going to cause problems. But anyway, no, we know what the book is now. And I worked out how to use it, kind of. Do you want me to show you?
No.
Yeah.
I will follow Milo's advice there. Also, how was your date, Milo? And she has a big smile on her face.
Yes.
Does that mean it was
Also,
good?
Yes. When you say demonstrate the book, do you mean casting one of the spells?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
But
Perhaps we should go outside.
it's not a destructive one, I promise. I wouldn't be Mira. I wouldn't just fire off an annihilate spell inside of here.
Point.
Describe the spell then.
And she reads through the spell book. Well, I mean, there's one here to recall bodies that are lost to undeath spells.
Recall bodies from undeath spells?
Yeah. So basically, it removes the thing and then puts the body in a location you'd assign it. Apparently, it takes 4 days to cast it.
Sounds wildly unhealthy.
Well, I mean, it's not consistent casting. There's enough that it's been written to give, like, short breaks for food and water in the middle. Huh. Actually, maybe I shouldn't do that. It would take 4 days to do. Wouldn't be that impressive. Anyway. I got a visit from a particular person earlier. A certain,
People.
Yeah. Well, it was a bit weird. But, have you met the orc person, the orc guy yet that doesn't know how to speak common? Have you met him yet?
No.
Well, he, just a heads up, he doesn't speak common, so, good luck if you do end up talking to him.
Okay.
Seems like he only knows how to speak a couple of languages, but I was only able to really talk to him in I think it was Cannion? Is it either Cannion or Lupine? I forget.
Oh, so I can talk to him.
Yeah, I think he only knows Cannion, Lupine, and I think Orcish? I don't know. I didn't try. I don't really know Orcish. But we have people to go and make friends with, and people to make sure that Mira doesn't make enemies of, and
Oh yeah.
Well,
by
we've
the
actually been
way,
working on that. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I met Mira on my way back in. Apparently, under the Guildmaster's supervision, she met Cedric.
Xanis raises an eyebrow. What?
At the Guildmaster's discretion. She was supervised.
Oh, well, at least she was older than I was when I first met him, I guess. How was
And
it, Mira?
I survived. He seems pretty. I don't know what the
Insane.
word to use. No, I won't say insane. I think he's
Violently
just quite.
insane.
No.
Murderous.
No.
Murderous,
Bloodthirsty.
yes. But yes,
He
all these
has
are
a short
accurate.
fuse.
The fuse, there is no fuse. The fuse has gone off. It's,
It's a crater.
Very
yeah,
short
here's a
fuse.
crater.
And if that fuse goes off, I think he would genuinely murder like the nearest 10 people in the vicinity.
I
without
mean,
remorse.
it wouldn't be the first time he's attempted to do that. But no, I've only really seen the softer side of him.
He has a softer side?
Yeah. I mean, why else do you think he's here?
Wait, is he your
Because he's
friend?
so murder happy, which is useful to have? I don't know. I
Xanis
can't imagine that thing has a softer side.
Xanis tilts his head slightly and turns his neck around to look at Penton judgmentally. Do you really think my dad would be stupid enough to just hire any sort of random murder hobo?
He's probably toning it down so he doesn't get fired, i.e. not murdering us.
You
No, he
assume
would
he's capable of
definitely.
doing that, Alec.
Yes, I did. I did assume that people hired in this place would be capable of not murdering us. I did assume that. Was I wrong? Have I wrongfully assumed?
Yes,
Well-
technically.
Fuck
I mean, you did
me.
meet Susan.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Susan! I love Susan.
The amount of people in this place that we have met that associate you, Alec, with being able to injure easily in various
Yep.
ways.
I
This is-
mean,
That is the
is
only
just
way
like
people
school.
refer to you, and it makes you so
This is-
endearing to them for some reason.
I feel like I'm in primary school again. This is exactly the same.
Oh god,
What's
are we
primary
unpacking
school?
some stuff
Primary
here?
school.
I mean, that is a thing. Schooling is a thing in this universe, thank you very much.
Oh. But just primary school.
you, yeah.
It does now.
I mean, it did beforehand.
Just like our
Okay.
ship.
Just secondary
like
doesn't
France.
exist. It's just primary.
So it's
secondary.
just school.
Yeah.
Just school.
No, Xanis looks over at Alec. Well, I mean, who called you breakable? Or snappable, or very easy to injure?
We don't need to get into that.
Nah, we do. Because if you want to know who's being nice to you or not, I'm pretty much your one-stop shop to knowing who's actually liking you and who actually wants to kill you. Because I grew up with all of these people. And he just puts
Oh,
his...
you mean who here? Oh,
Well-
I thought you meant who in my childhood.
Why would I ask that, Alec? That's
I
like...
don't know.
That's rule 101 on how to end a conversation or any sort of acquaintanceship, is to ask someone about their emotional damage.
Yeah.
Alex, you know
Yeah.
what oversharing is?
Like, you imagine
Yeah.
how... Anyway, so who? Tell me who. And Xanis is basically like, what, like maybe an arm's length away from Alec. Like his head is just pushed forward, and he's staring at Alec in the eyes.
Okay. I don't know. I don't remember everyone's name, so I'm just gonna say that I tell Xanis about everyone who.
Well, you met our character. Susan, Alonso, Brutus, Cedric. In that order.
First, Susan. Most strange interaction.
I don't remember. Well, that's true, but
I'm-
everyone saw Shell.
Yeah, everyone saw Shelman, that's right, yeah.
So, what she ran into me. I fell over, and she was like, I don't know, saying threatening things, and then like laughing it off, and then put my face in her tits, and then she left. That's all I remember.
Okay, so that means she is very fond of you. She likes people that she can
Oh.
scare.
What? I don't want to be scared though.
She didn't like me very much.
No, but that's because you're probably like her. Yeah, but no, Alec. I'm sure Susan loves you because
Can she not?
she gets a thrill out of instilling fear into people. That's just kind of her thing. She likes to make people feel terrified.
I don't
And
like feeling terrified.
But you strike me as the kind of person who does like big women.
No, but I don't want to be murdered by one.
No. Susan won't kill you. Susan's too nice. She looks like she's gonna kill you, but she's more passive aggressive than like Cedric aggressive. She will snap. She will snap a bitch in half if she has to, but I've only seen her do it once, and it was to a tree, like a big oak tree. She just like snapped that thing over her knee. It was amazing.
Oh.
I'm having
so
emotional whiplash hearing about her, to be honest.
That's just Susan for you. She is emotional whiplash incarnate. Anyway, so who else? And he's like,
Everyone else was fine except that guy. The big guy who looks like a muscly marshmallow. What was his name?
Shalnar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's
Shalnar
weird.
is inexperienced. I robbed his sister.
Yeah, does he know about
Excellent.
More than likely, yes. I mean,
His sister basically paid for most of our magic gear.
yeah.
Marvelous.
She also eats orphans.
Fuck. Oh no.
You didn't mention this at the time, Dennis.
Well, let's just say that Shally and Shalnar do not get along.
Kenton, we're in danger. You and me. We have to stick together now. We've got to look out for this woman.
Yes, if we stick together, it'll be easier to eat in one go.
Yeah.
No!
I mean,
Yeah.
you'll know when she's coming because
I mean, have you
it'll
seen the
feel like
size of their
ground's
mouths?
She does.
Oh, God. Why
I
would
mean-
anyone ever eat me? I'm just bones. I'm just skin and bones.
So you're calling yourself breakable.
They could use you as
I-
a toothpick.
Haha.
I mean,
a
the
loophole.
problem is not that it's wrong. The problem is that it's threatening.
Do people have breadsticks before a meal?
Pendon,
Sorry.
you are like the definition of a breadstick.
I didn't say I wasn't.
You're not wrong. Anyway, so Kay's basically found the book that's capable of tearing the universe in half.
Excellent. Let's tear the universe in half. No, I'm kidding.
Alec met a big tall lady that he's mildly intimidated by. Who else did you meet?
Wildly.
I got a good lift.
Xanis
We
just
met
looks at you
alone.
judgmentally.
So...
Oh, sorry, context. I got lifted up by...
Oh, okay, that's normal. That means she probably doesn't like you. She's testing your weight to see if you're feedable to a behemoth.
I'm used to it.
Anyway, so who else did you meet? Who else?
Alonso.
He was nice.
I like Alonso. He's nice.
Alonso's nice.
It's
yeah.
nice. Except the breakable part, yeah.
I mean, he does. Well, he's a martial artist. He came from well, would you be familiar with it? He came over from Unial a while ago when he joined. But he's very flexible. It's kind of weird. Like I have watched him in the I guess it'd be like a gym. It's like a big workout place where everybody goes into sometimes. And I've seen him on the high poles, and it's terrifying. It's
I'm
like
reasonably flexible. I can lick my elbow, look.
he
I
can
did not think you were going to say elbow.
he can bite.
Did you think? Oh no!
This is a Christian stream!
It's not.
No!
And Xanis just
Say
looks
3
at
Hail
Alec.
Marys right now!
Xanis just looks at Alec and very quietly whispers, "He can basically bite his own tail by rolling up like a croissant."
Oh my god.
I don't know if I can do that.
Well, let's give it a try, Alex.
Yeah, let's test it!
This is fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of distance between me and my tail. Yeah, I'm not gonna try.
We can both grab your
Be
arms and bend
embarrassed.
you backwards.
Anyway, who else? Who else?
Brutus.
Brutus.
I like
Cool
Brutus.
name.
He's
You know, hearing Brutus and Cedric, you'd think Cedric would be the like nice one, and Brutus would be terrifying. But
Oh no, Brutus is an absolute marshmallow. He loves me.
Brutus is nice.
He doesn't
That's good.
he doesn't like the trees though. He keeps cutting them down. He's a lumberjack, but he's not. It's really weird. He's like really good at being a lumberjack, but he doesn't fight with an axe. It's so weird.
What does he
What does
fight with?
I don't know.
He said
I've
something
never
about
seen him.
gardening when he was there.
You just know it's not an axe.
Yeah, because he always
That's
leaves
what
it here
just-
when he goes on a mission. I think he fights with his hands. Probably. I don't know.
He could strangle a bit.
That's weird.
I mean, I did overhear him talking to Papa Wolf about pulling someone's spine out of them, but
Oh,
He said that when we came in.
yeah. He
Yeah, I
talks
wasn't
about that
listening.
quite. He was probably talking to Alonso about that earlier. But he is, he's a mixed bag. He's nice, but he is very, he's very tall. His horns get stuck in the doors quite often. Specifically
Alec
into the
has
doors to, like, the other rooms that, you know, like, the old guild, like, the rooms, like, not Group V, but, like, all the other group rooms. They haven't updated the door sizes for those in a while, so he doesn't really fit through them very well.
Yeah, let me tell you, my home was like 6'3" roof, so
How
smack.
did you fit?
Not well.
How do you not have a hunchback?
I pity your knees.
You should.
Maybe that's why you're so breakable.
Yeah, probably.
Because you're
Already
already
have a lot.
broken.
I'm already broken.
Wait, in which
I'm
sense,
already
Penny?
broken.
It sounds like
on
your
the
joints don't
inside.
work at this point.
Okay, well, I hate to be that person, but Papa Wolf needed to talk to us
No.
before we go to sleep tonight. No. It's just to update us on what we need to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we haven't done anything wrong, have we? Looking
No.
around.
We're not with
No one's-
him.
Penton, you haven't tried to seduce Cedric while we've not been looking, have we?
Who would try to?
Penton looks like he would be stupid enough to do it.
Now, they say don't stick your dick in crazy.
Yeah,
You
there's.
lit-
And I did with Wraithia, but I think Cedric's a little too far.
A bit with Alice as well.
Yeah, I can't say you're wrong.
And I didn't know she was that crazy at that point.
Ah,
And now
Anyway.
So please step back.
is it
Is that-
dinner time yet?
Xanis just very quietly trods out the room. And then...
Is it 5 p.m.
turn-
leftist time yet? You mean?
It is not. But Xanis turns his head to Milo. Yeah, Papa Wolf delayed food for today because he was waiting for a couple of people to come back with some extra supplies. Apparently they ran out of some spices or something. Anyway, let's go to see Papa Wolf. And Xanis is just kind of bopping as he's walking.
Let's go.
Papa Wolf time. Woof, woof.
Yep. I don't.
Xanis
actually-
Xanis tosses a something out of his bag at Mira. Pardon you. You don't get to call him Papa Wolf.
Okay, then I'll go with Godfather time.
Thank you.
Anyway,
I'm thinking something I can't say out loud.
What are you thinking?
Like I said, I can't say out loud.
Type
I'm
it.
concerned.
Coward.
Type it. No balls. Do it.
Do it. Alec is typing. The suspense.
Du-du-du-du-du-du-du.
Da, 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 da. No!
I mean, that's very tame. I thought it was gonna be worse.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Behave yourself, sir. Behave, sir. This is a public establishment. Anyway, as you make your way back into the location,
Christian D&D.
Like we said, it's not.
And we're all
It's
going
really
to
not.
hell.
I mean,
This
you're
is a homosexual D&D campaign.
Hey, don't include me in that.
I mean,
I
No,
mean,
you are. It doesn't matter.
By association.
I mean, I could point at your other characters.
Yeah, taking a weighted average of everyone
of
is
my total
homosexual.
characters.
yes. Anyway, so you enter Lupus's office, and in there is both Lupus and Ziffy. Ziffy is currently just polishing the barrel of his sniper rifle and just recounting his ammo. He's kind of just sitting in the corner of the room, minding his own business. And Lupus kind of waves to you all and opens a door in the back. Right, if you would all follow me through here, I am going to introduce you to a new place that you haven't seen before. We'll put it that way. And the door to the room locks, and Lupus waves to the actual entrance of this new door that has appeared.
Okay.
Hey, we go through, I think.
Nice cock. Anyway,
God damn it!
Nice cock.
I said it out loud. I was like,
anyway,
there was a split second where I thought Lupus was saying that to someone.
To you, yeah. Nice cock, Alec.
Anyway, so the party is kind of shuffled through into this location, and Ziffy follows behind. Insert joke here. And you're brought into this location you are not familiar with. It's this kind of crystalline room that is very delicately laid out. And you're walking down this rather large staircase until you're introduced to a room with a rather larger, display board on it almost. Okay, right. So I'm aware that this is probably not the best place to do it, but welcome to, I guess, my regeneration room, if you will. This is where a lot of our group were brought the last time that the Lillian Beast surfaced. You know, when we had to bring a couple of our friends back from the Great Beyond. Right. So, you're all familiar with, you know, our ancestors and the bloodlines and all of this mess, if you will.
Yes.
Well, we need to find all of the bloodline members for the sake of God. For the sake of making our lives easier, we need the heirloom, all of the heirlooms of our ancestors, but we also need to find those relative bloodline members. So, you're aware of the current bloodlines. We have a member of the Sage Weavers here with Astra. You know, Mira, you're currently fulfilling your families. The Black Mage Sage, or I guess the Black Sage, the Blue Sage is Alice. The Dark Knight Sage, if you will, is Milo's family. We have Uzok for the Geomancers, and then Penton for the Illusionists, and Alistair for the Necromancy. Zippy for the Ninja, and then myself, and Gelda, and then Lilac as well, and I guess Kay. But we're still missing a fair few people. And by a few people, I mean a lot.
How many?
Well, we're missing the equivalents for the Bard, the Druid, the Holy Knight, the Time Mage, the Scholar, and the Green Mage. So, just a few. Now, from what we've managed to work out, is that our lovely Bard bloodline person is in Levias. Across the continent, annoyingly enough. In fact, let me see if I can get the map for you. It is in that folder with the fuck? That's not where. There it is. There it is. So. Oh, wait. It's already here?
Eh?
I feel like I'm being really stupid. Hold on.
That's the map. Yep, there it is.
Oh god. There we go.
Oh, I have the milkshake. Excellent.
Perfect, there we go. I have to put it up on stream as well. Okay. Anyway, back into character. Sorry. So, our lovely Bard bloodline member, we know is in Levias. Which, if you take a look at this, and Lupus waves his hand, and on this big crystalline wall appears a map of the planet. Which, as you can see down here, Levias is a long-ass trip. Which, considering that we're here, and Lupus points the Girathina, specifically where Lenfar is, considering we are here, it's a long travel. And you can't fly over Varnexian because Garuda exists. So, at some point, we will need to send one of us over to Levias. The problem is, I have absolutely no clue, for the life of me, where the Druidic Sage is, or where that bloodline is, in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, we know only so much of the details. So, Levias is a good place to check. I know where the scholar line is. Tell me, are any of you familiar with Edith Rosewood?
Yeah, just a bit.
aside from you, Mira?
No, don't think so.
Okay, well, she is a very powerful sorceress, and her husband is a man named Gareth Elmvan. He is our last remaining scholar bloodline. I can't tell you the specific location of where they are because Demerara and their lovely citizens are frustrating at best. But there is one place where I know where a bloodline member is that I don't want to send you kids yet, and that's the Zalaquin. Because one of them is currently there. Do you, Papa Wolf? Are you talking about Auntie Rose? Oh, for God's sake, Xanis. Well done. Yes.
Question out of character.
Yes.
Xanis has mentioned this before, hasn't he?
Only once, and unintentionally so.
And was that to everyone?
I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'll assume yes.
I think it was maybe before Alec.
Yes, this was.
It was
before
definitely
Alec.
before Alec.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know shit about that. As
Without
I
a
said,
t-shirt.
I don't know
Yeah.
shit about fuck.
Anyway, so we have a few bloodline members unaccounted for. And unfortunately, we can't start gathering the heirlooms till we know where all of those bloodline members are. Because a little annoying trick is that you can't open or unseal the heirloom weapons from their locations without the bloodline members present. Do you see the problem here?
Oh. Okay.
Kay looks at Milo in confusion.
The book.
Oh, yes, Guildmaster, you might want this. And Kay lifts up the book to Lupus. Lupus looks at it. Yes, it's just the book.
No. It's according to Kay, from what she deduced from being able to read it, is that it's the Annihilating Cataclysm.
I strongly fail to believe that that's the case. But
I don't know. I believe Kay when she says things.
I mean, at least have a look at it.
Well, I mean, she did say there was what kind of spells? There was Annihilate.
oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, what is that? That sounds cool. Can I have it?
No.
Unfortunately, it is not something for you to be capable of casting, Alec.
Fuck.
It is an incredibly powerful runic magic that only one of the bloodlines is capable of using,
Oh man.
and that would be Alistair.
Not even yourself, eh?
Gatekept magic.
I would be capable of learning it, but that's purely because of my attachment to Lunarius, and only because of that. Astra is going to shoot me. Oh, God. So we have the book, which means the staff is out there. Or, not the staff, sorry. It's more of a rod than a staff. But this is a problem. Because if the book is out of its location, then that means the staff is out as well.
Hey, Kay.
Yeah?
When did we find the book?
It was a while ago, I'm pretty sure. I think somebody gave the book to Jasper at one point? And then he gave the book to me? I think. I don't know where this book came from. with how much was happening around that time, it's foggy.
Yeah. Lupus gave the. Oh yeah. Lupus gave the book to Jasper.
Doink! Ah.
Lupus is just looking at the book and laughing his ass off. So you're to tell me the book that we randomly came across in the Clockwork Ruins, just tossed aside, conveniently happens to be part of the Helm bloodline heirloom.
This might be easier than we thought. Maybe we just need
It's
to go
true.
through all your old shit and just this is an heirloom. This is an heirloom.
Lupus looks over to Ziffy with a look of fear on his face. If we found this in the Clockwork Ruins, that means that he had hold of at least one of them, if not both of them.
Who's he?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Him. And if he has the other half of this, considering what happened the last time that we were there, this is a problem.
Yeah, he's not particularly fond of us.
No!
Do the rest of us get to understand this conversation, or?
I mean, you wouldn't if we told you, but...
Okay, fine.
Let's summarize it as this, Mr. Emil. The person who could, and most likely has, the other half of this heirloom pairing, that's right, the Helm family decided to be extra special and make theirs a pairing. If the person who has the other half of this pair is who I think it is, we have an issue.
Who do you think it is?
You wouldn't know if I told you. But
Both
let's
were
just
in
say,
school.
that if this pairing is not in its place where it should be on Kregnes, then we may have a problem with the other ones, because who's to say that the missing bloodline members that we don't know of, like the Green Mage and like the Druid bloodlines, what's to say that they aren't working with the person who, managed to unseal the Helm heirloom pairing? Considering the only other bloodline member that you would know, as a collective group, as of current, would be Mace.
Oh.
And the only other person that is a living Helm bloodline member is on the same side as Mace's. So do you see my concern?
So we're gonna have to deal with May. Is that what's gonna happen? Someone's gonna.
Ziffy, can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah.
So... This individual is called the Pariah King. And... Mace is a... ant in comparison to this individual. Both of us have attempted to kill him in the past and completely failed.
Lupus looks to the side a bit embarrassed, as this is stated.
Probably the most elusive foe we've ever fought. But he's also a free agent, so... He doesn't necessarily have it out for us in general, but there is a good chance he could be working with Mace and therefore working with the cult. Just purely for his own enjoyment, really.
Considering that he alone is the reason why the island of Valeril has been wiped clean of any living life twice in the past, and he alone has been the sole reason for that occurring, I'm sure you can understand why both myself and my dearest Fox over there are both hesitant. to say the least. So, what the current plan is, and what I shall leave our current discussion off on, is where do you think we can find the Druid Bloodline member? And that is where I'm going to end the session, because I have overrun a little bit. So, bye!
Bye.